Hi everyone, this is Mrs. Bollock and I am going to show you how to use one of the coolest tools that we have for voice recording. It is called Audacity, and this is what it looks like when you download it from the application catalog. So when you log into our school computers, you will find that there is an application catalog folder on your desktop. And when you open that up, it's going to take you to another place, and what you're just going to do is go in and look for Audacity, and you'll see it's there. And what you can do is simply hit install, and it's probably going to take you about 5 minutes to get that installation done. So you're going to do that, and when you do that, it's going to end up putting a little icon like this on your desktop. Just keep clicking next as it walks you through the steps of installing, and just agree to the terms and conditions and that sort of thing. So when I open up Audacity, it's a friendly program. Look at this. It always gives you a how to get help start. So you can always go in and look at the manual if you want. You can go online to the wiki to find out more. If you have questions, you can go to a forum. I usually just go, don't show me this startup again, even though it's very, very welcoming, and click OK. So at its very basic, Audacity is just simply a recorder where you can press the record button and record your voice. You can stop, you can rewind, press play, pause, and all of that. So when you are using this for your podcast, what you're going to do is simply hit the record button and start reading your script. That's it, as easy as it is. So I'm going to do a little sample here for you, and I'm actually reading a book called Why We Remember, and this book was written and illustrated by students from a school in Manitoba. So let me get ready for Audacity, and I'm simply going to hit my record button and start recording. Every year on the 11th day of November, we are told to take time to stop and remember the people who were just like you and me, who risked their young lives so we could be free. Okay, so that's the first part of your script. You're going to see lots of jiggly kind of lines here to tell you that, you know what, your microphone's good, everything's great, and you're ready to go. If not, you may have to play around with your settings here. You might have to go into your volume mixer here and just make sure that your recording devices are set properly. But if you see this is working like this and all these jiggly lines, it means that it's picking up your voice loud and clear. You can also press stop, rewind, and then actually play and hear your voice. Every year on the 11th day of November, we are told to take time to... Okay, so that sounds pretty good. I'm pretty happy with that. Now, in my script, I actually have a couple of different narrators, and you might too. So I need to record the next part of my audio script. So what I'm going to do is click mute here so that when I go to record the second part, that I don't actually hear it again. So narrator 2 is going to speak now, and that person can start recording just like I had before. So press the record button and go ahead. These people died long before we were born, so why should we take time to mourn? Okay, so I've got a shorter clip there now, and I just want to double check how it sounds. These people died long before we were born, so why should we take time to mourn? Okay, now you'll notice here I have a really long pause here, and I might want to get rid of that. So I actually can select it. You'll notice that I'm on this button up here, the selection tool. I can hit that, and I can hit cut and get rid of it. So anywhere that I've got these long pauses before I get talking, I can actually do something called trimming. And here at the end, I'm just going to trim. So I'm just in the selection tool. I'm using my mouse to select, and I am trimming. Anywhere that you have long pauses, you can do that. You can even go in the middle and select something like that and cut it out. So if you mess up, you can just go, oh, cut. Now, I didn't really want to cut that grade 7 and 8, so I'm going to undo. There we go. So if I unmute this and press play, I'm going to have track 1, which is what this is called, and track 2 at the same time. And I don't want that. So I'm going to have to do some playing around here. But the first thing I'm going to do is name it. So I'm going to call this 1 because it's going first. And I'm going to say it's narrator because that's, oh, narrator 1. That's who's actually talking. And then I'm going to go into audio track 2 and name it. And I'm going to call it 2. And I'm going to call it narrator 2 as if that was somebody different. Now, if I rewind it and play it at the same time right now, this is what happens.
Every year died long on the 11th day of November.
Which is kind of cool, but that's not really what we want at all. So what I actually want to do is move this section to come after. So I can zoom out to just give you an idea. I should show you, there's showing you how much time things take at the top. So when you were talking about how long it would take you to record something, well, there's 30 seconds there. Okay, so I'm going to go into this one, which is called our time shift tool. Click on it, and I'm simply going to move that over. So if I put my mouse here, it will play from here.
These people died long before we were born.
Let me just do that again. I'm going to start the playing here just to see what it sounds like.
Be free. These people died long before we were born. So why should...
Okay, so that gives you an idea of how you can play around there, like that. And that's really how you're going to record your audio or your speaking tracks on Audacity. Now, I mentioned that sometimes when you're doing a radio broadcast or a podcast, it's really important to bring in a sound effect. So I want to show you a couple of things you can do with that. And remember, I gave you the free sfx.co.uk site. So I'm going to go in and I'm actually going to do a search because for me, Remembrance Day is the sound of a trumpet. So I'm going to see what I get when I search trumpet. Okay, so I've already done a little bit in listening, but this is what this one sounds like, and this is what I'm going to add. So I kind of like that, but 10 seconds is way too long. So I'm thinking more like just this one here. So I'm going to try and listen. Yeah, that's too quick. How about this one, 8 seconds? Kind of will work for me. I just want a part of that. So I'm going to download that MP3, and it's going to tell you, oh no, I've got to sign up to be a member. So do I want to do this? Well, lucky for us, I've created a sign up already for our class. Okay, so I'm going to log in with the information. So mine's already kind of auto-filled, but our username is not my email. It is DCSWildcats, and come and see me for the password. Okay, and then we just have to confirm that we are not a, oh, I've already done this. Sorry, guys, I've done that wrong. I want it over on here. I've already created our account. So DCS Wildcats. Here it is. And I'll tell you the password. You come and see me for the password, and I'll let you log in. All right, so we're going to log in. I'm going to say never. All right, so now we can actually go and download that sound effect. So I'm going to go back into the search page. I'm going to find that trumpet, and I'm going to download it. So we're going to talk about the end user in class, but you'll see that it's downloading here. Oh, it's downloading into some music. So now what I'm going to do is take you back into Audacity, and I want to bring that music in, and it's in my downloads file. So I have a lot of stuff in my downloads file. So I'm actually going to go find it here. So I'm going to go File, Import, and I want to import audio file. So let me go find it in my downloads. Here we go. Okay, I found it, so I want to check it out and make sure it works. I'm going to mute and just play and hear, see how it sounds. Perfect. Now I've decided I don't want this section right here, so I'm going to go back in, cut that, and delete. And I want it in between my two clips. So I'm going to go back over, move it over here, and just zoom out a bit. And then zoom this over here. See how that sounds? Unmute this so I can hear the whole thing from start to finish and see how that sounds. So I'm just going to start my playing about here.
Their young lives so we could be free. These people died long before.
Okay. What I can also do is move that over a little bit. If I zoom in, folks, I can also do a little bit of fading. So let me just zoom that in and select again on here. And I can go into effects and I can fade that out and fade that out. Oh, I'm going to fade that one in instead. Okay, so I'm going to go in and change that. I'm going to fade in, and it's going to change it up a little. Anyways, you can play around with that, add some sound effects, get your voice recording, and this is going to show you again, I'm just zooming in and out here, but this is going to show you how long it is. So 20 seconds, 25, and all the way up to a minute. So you can keep adding tracks. You can add as many as you want. And you can also just go in here and tighten them up a little bit. Here we go with that when your mouse turns into that little arrow like that. So have fun with Audacity as you start recording your Terry Fox news article. I'm really looking forward to this. Oh, one thing I forgot. When you want to save it, you actually have to export it. And you have to export it as an MP3 file. It's probably what we want to use. So we'll just call it an Audacity sample. It's going to save as an MP3 file. I'm actually going to go put it just on my desktop so I can show you. And it'll say your tracks will be mixed down. And that just means that you're ready. This is your final copy. And that's okay. If you're still in draft, you can just press File, Save Project, and it'll stay as an Audacity project. And you can still play around and edit it. But when you're ready for the final project and you're ready to send it off, you export it as an audio. That's your good copy. Okay, lots of information. You might have to go back and watch this a couple of times, but I think it gives you the basics of how to use Audacity. And good luck.